Okay, so now let's take a look at this. Right, how we express intentions and plans that change. I think we saw this a little bit last class, but now we are going to check this again with some examples, right? Could you please read this part, Karen?
I was going to get married, but I didn't. Was she going to take the course? They were going to study art, but they didn't. Were you going to study with Dr. Mellon? Weren't you going to study law? Yes, I was. No, I wasn't. Where were they going to work? In Kuala Lumpur. Who was going to teach this class? My sister was.
Right, so when you use this past, I was going to. So when you use in present, I am going to, it's a future plan. I'm going to travel to, I don't know, to Mexico. If I say that in the past, I was going to travel to Mexico, it means that something changed and I couldn't travel to Mexico. I couldn't, it didn't happen, right? So anytime you use the going to in the past, the situation never happened. You wanted, you couldn't, or you just didn't want it. Okay, so now this is one way to express plans or situations that change. And now let's take a look at the second. But first, let's say an example. For example, I was going to study to get a degree in journalism, but I didn't. I got a degree in tourism. I was going to get a degree in journalism, but I didn't. Tell me one example about you or about other people. Using going to.
I was going to get a job in a hospital, but I didn't.
Very good. So it's something in the past that changed. And now you can also use would plus the base form to express plans that change. But this is important. Only in a non-clause, right? Clause. For example, she thought, she believed, I believe, and then you start again. Subject, would, and the verb in the base form. So I thought I would be a journalist, but I changed my mind, right? I thought I would be but the thing is I was for a short time, right? I thought I would, or they said they would. So could you give me an example about you or about other people?
She thought she would be no, she thought she would go at the concert, but she changed her opinion.
Okay.
Her plan.
Very good. She thought she would go to the concert. But she changed her mind, she changed her opinion. Very good. Let's check, be careful. So you cannot use would plus the base form of the verb alone. If you want to speak directly, she was going to go to the concert, but she changed her mind. So then you have to use was or were going to. Okay, so now let me show you this, and you have to tell me the examples. Wait a second, and let me share this with you. Okay. So here you have the examples, right? So I thought I would be, or you can also say was going to. Let me go with number one, right? What about this couple? You can tell me Shakira thought or Piqué thought, but tell me about the situation.
She thought she would live with him forever, but he changed her plan.
Or he, I think he was the one who did something. But very good.
Hola, Clara Chia.
Chia changed her plans. Anyway, it's okay, right? She thought she would be, she said she would live with him, right? Forever, right? So it's something that didn't happen, right? Next, this man. You can also say the opinion when you have a particular opinion and something that it's different.
I thought he will change change the rules in Ecuador, but he disappoint he disappoint me.
You are very disappointed, but then you can use in these phrases, you can say he never did.
Okay.
Never did. Like something
But he never did.
So I'm disappointed. You see, so I'm so disappointed about it. Okay, this, the coronavirus. Something you thought, or scientists, or
I thought ese está más difícil.
but try it.
People are still so the coronavirus is not true. Está
Okay,
bien.
right, but this is a different thing, you know? When you use this, is to say something that you believe in the past, but didn't happen in the present.
But I can say will believe.
People thought
People
what? People thought the coronavirus.
will
Mhm.
the coronavirus is false.
The
But
coronavirus.
the coronavirus is false, but ay, no está difícil ponerla.
This one is a little bit tricky, but you can say people thought the coronavirus would last shorter, would last. So people thought the coronavirus would last 15 days. But it wasn't the case, right? It lasted even until now. So, but at the very beginning, people thought they would last 15 days. Everyone says like just 15 days at home and that's it, right? Something that you thought in the past, but wasn't the case, was not real, right? It happened in a different way. Okay, what about France?
Friends, so they will win the World Cup, but didn't happen.
It didn't happen, or just they didn't. Very,
but
very
they
good.
didn't.
Very good. France, though, they would win the World
Well,
Cup. But
they
they
work out.
didn't. Very good. Very good. I think they thought they would, right? So
Mhm.
now, what about you? Have you ever changed your mind? It could be, for example, about something like buying a car, taking a trip, making an investment, buying a house, apartment, or going to a particular university or school.
I thought I would study and study in the Catholic University in Guayaquil, but didn't happen.
Okay, okay, that's the thing, right? Something in the past, and then that something when something changed. Now let's take a look at this. Let me share again this, and I think we have one of these exercises, but let's do it once and again. So remember that this is about was, were going to, and would, right? So you can use any of this. Remember,
Yes.
remember that this is in the present because it has quotation marks, but all of this is in the past, as you can see in the introductory clauses.
She thought she would be a chemist, but she didn't. She doesn't.
No, she didn't,
She didn't.
right? Because it's in the past.
Ah.
Pensó que sería química, right? But she didn't. She didn't. So in the present, she is maybe, I don't know, a nurse, different. She has a different occupation. Okay, number 2.
We told them we're going to see the movie on Friday. We thought.
You can use told again. You can use thought, said, thought.
We told then would go to the movie theater or cinema.
To the movie on Friday. Okay, take a look at this. When you use an introductory clause like we believe, we thought, we say, we told, you need to write the subject again. We told them
We
we would go to the movie on Friday. Very good.
that
Next.
didn't happen. I said I will go. Oh no, I will get married. Yeah, be sorry he married Jane. Mark is going to be sorry. No entiendo mucho. Mark está apenado.
I said, Mark is going to be sorry he married Jane. Mark se va a lamentar de haberse casado. Mark is going to be sorry he married Jane. So it's not the same as this. So I said, no I, but who? And you can use was going to.
I said, but I need, in this case, is not I, is he.
Very good. He or Mark.
Or Mark. I say Mark will. Or going to be, will get. I know. To be.
Would be what?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, excuse me. Will be sorry he married Jane.
Very good. So you don't change this, right? I said Mark would be sorry he married Jane. Dije que Mark lamentaría haberse casado con Jane, right? So this is like, in Spanish, we have like different tenses for this. But in English, this is the idea. He would sorry he married Jane. Next.
She asked who's going to make a dinner. She asked, she will
In this
go.
case, it's easier that you use was going to, right?
She asked who mismo,
Who?
who would
Who would?
Go to make a dinner.
Go to make dinner? Look, when you have this, it's better to do it with,
Make.
not like this. Who was going to make? Right? Who was going to make dinner? If you want to use would, you have to say it like this.
Make a dinner.
Who
Make
would,
dinner.
who would make dinner, or who was going to make dinner? Very good. Okay, next.
My family told me or you mismo.
My family told me very good.
I will. It's the same case, the line 4, right?
The same case above.
I was going to love New York.
Very good. And if you want to use would, my family told me I would love New York. I would love New York. Very good. So now let me take a look at this. Okay, this is enough grammar. So now let's take a look at these expressions, and then we have a listening exercise. So let's read. So could you read, please, number 1?
I wanted to be a rock star, but my tastes changed.
Listen.
Read and listen.
I wanted to be a rock star, but my tastes changed.
So how you know that this is taste and not tasted, and change and not change it? Because of the rules. So when you have a word that ends in singular or without any conjugation in a sound that is similar to S, you add ES. But taste ends in T. Then you can say tastes, right? Difference from change. You cannot say change, so you have to say changes. Changes. Taste, and then you have the verb in the past. When you have a verb, no, when you have a verb, changed. When you have the verb that in singular without any conjugation ends in T, in a sound similar to T or D, you add ed. Like plant, planted, want, wanted, need, needed, decide, this side, decided. But then you have change and ends in ch. So you add a T or a D, changed. That's why. But this with time, you get it. So when you listen to people, when you listen to series or movies. So now listen to this one.
I was going to be an artist, but it's hard to make a living as an artist.
Make a living is to get money, enough money to live. So would you read number 3, this one?
I thought I would be a lawyer, but I didn't pass the exam.
Very good.
I thought I would be a lawyer, but I didn't pass the exam.
Next.
I wanted to become a firefighter, but my family talked me out of it.
Right? Talked me out of it. So they convinced. They said, no, please don't do it.
I wanted to become a firefighter, but my family talked me out of it.
So you have this, which has two, firefighter, firefighter. And then the last one. Could you read the last one?
I was going to marry George, but I changed my mind.
Right.
I was going to marry George, but I changed my mind.
So look at this. These are phrases after but, right? That you can use in different situations. My taste changed. It's hard to make a living. I didn't pass something. Other people talk me out of it. Or you change your mind. Could you give me an example using an example about yourself or other people using these phrases?
Mm,
For example, me, I wanted to be a doctor. When I was a child, I wanted to be a doctor, but my taste changed. Then I didn't like it. I realized that it's not for me.
yeah, me too.
You also wanted to be a doctor. I think everyone, right, wants to be a doctor.
In my family, all my cousins are study any medical career, a medical degree.
They got medical degrees, okay, or degrees in medicine. Also, but in your family they do it, right? My family, no one. They don't care about it. Something about other people, maybe try to use, for example, talk me out of it. Someone told me, I wanted to become a journalist, but my father talked me out of it. He told me the journalists are very poor. So he told me
I
out.
wanted to become, que no sé cómo se dice eso. ¿Qué será? Flight assistant? No, ¿cómo es?
Flight attendant. Flight attendant.
Ajá, azafata.
Flight attendant.
I wanted to become a flight attendant, but my family told me out of it.
Very good. This is told me out of it. It's not good for you. It's not good anytime. So very good. So now you have these and you have to complete sentences similar to the sentences we saw before. But you have here the example, right? So you can start with Laura.
Laura thought okay, Laura thought she would be a doctor, but didn't happen.
But it didn't happen, or she didn't pass the exam.
Didn't pass. This is Laura.
Right,
She's Laura.
trying to have some of, trying to use some of these phrases,
okay.
right?
But she didn't pass the exam.
Very good. Number 2.
I thought we'll become an astronaut, but my tastes change.
Very good. Next.
We were sure we'll
Remember that you need the subject after this introduction.
we were sure Bill and Stella will get a divorce, but they are changed their minds.
Very good. They changed their minds. Very good. And number 4.
Joe always believed he will become a writer, but it's hard to make a living as an writer.
Very good. It's her or you become millionaire. I don't think it's a middle ground for this. Okay, now we have
Just he has a story like Harry Potter. This is
Right.
the way.
It's nice story that she was rejected like I don't know how many times.
And she is a millionaire for this.
Exactly. She had a very hard living. I didn't read the book, but I watched the movie about
Yeah, I watched the movie.
right? So it's kind of fantastic. I also wanted to be a writer. I also wanted to be a writer. It didn't happen. So now we have to listen to this. Could you please read this part to know what you have to do?
Listen to activity vocabulary. Listen to the conversation. Complete each statement about the decision each person made. Then listen again and use the vocabulary to write the reason each person changed his or her mind.
Good. So you have what the person wanted to be and why they changed their mind. So we're going to listen twice, but let me play it now. Okay, has the sound.
Listen to the conversations. Complete each statement about the decision each person made. Conversation 1.
So what did you want to be when you grew up?
Me? I actually wanted to be a sculptor, and I was one for about 5 years.
Really? So how come you're an architect now?
I guess it was just impossible to make a living.
I can imagine.
Conversation 2.
Weren't you going to marry that beautiful American dancer? What was her name? Jessica?
You remember? You're amazing.
What made you change your mind?
I never really changed my mind. My parents convinced me not to do it.
Conversation 3.
I always thought you would become a lawyer.
What do you mean?
Well, you love to argue, and you love to win.
To tell you the truth, I really thought I would become a lawyer too, but I couldn't pass the entrance exam. I took it twice.
You're kidding.
Well, there's more to law than arguing and winning.
Conversation 4.
I remember that Romanian skier you were going to marry.
Oh, yes, Andrei. He was so cute.
Whatever happened?
When you get older, your tastes just change, I guess. That's why I married Jerome.
Listen again and use the vocabulary to write the reason each person changed his or her mind. Conversation 1.
So what did you want to be when you grew up?
Me? I actually wanted to be a sculptor, and I was one for about 5 years.
Really? So how come you're an architect now?
I guess it was just impossible to make a living.
I can imagine.
So number 1, what she wanted to be?
She wanted to be a sculptor.
And why she changed her mind?
Because it's hard living like a sculptor.
What is the expression? Take a look.
It's hard to make a living as an artist.
Very good. It's hard to make a living. When you say it's hard to make a living, you won't get enough money. It's hard to make a living, right?
Living a sculptor or like a sculpture?
As a sculpture. I think it's a sculpture, but let me check. Now let's read this part.
Yes, a sculpture. She now
Really?
is architect.
So how come you're an architect?
Sorry, let me go.
I actually wanted to be a sculptor.
Okay, it's a sculpture. Wait a second, I made a mistake in here. A sculpture is, it's like this. sculptor. Right? And I was confused with the sculpture, which is like different. Okay, it's hard to make a living. Very good. As and sculpture. Number 2. Let's listen again and then you tell me.
And I was one for about 5 years.
Really? So how come you're an architect now?
I guess it was just impossible to make a living.
I can imagine.
As she didn't say hard, what is the word she used? It was
It was impossible.
impossible to make a living.
Conversation 2.
Weren't you going to marry that beautiful American dancer? What was her name? Jessica?
You remember? You're amazing.
What made you change your mind?
I never really changed my mind. My parents convinced me not to do it.
So he was going to
he was going to marry American dancer Jessica, but he didn't because his parents convinced him not or don't to do it.
not to do it. So another way to say when someone convinces you not to do something. What's another expression that we study in the pictures above?
Change.
Now take a look.
Talk me out of it.
Very good. But my parents took me out of it. When you say my parents took me out of it, they convinced me not to do it, right? Let's go number 3.
Conversation 3.
I always thought you would become a lawyer.
What do you mean?
Well, you love to argue, and you love to win.
To tell you the truth, I really thought I would become a lawyer too, but I couldn't pass the entrance exam. I took it twice.
You're kidding.
Well, there's more to law than arguing and winning.
So he always thought
she will become lawyer, but she didn't pass the exam.
But she didn't because she didn't pass the exam, you see? She didn't because she didn't pass the exam. And how many times she took the exam?
Twice.
Very good, so she couldn't. And the last one. Why he thought that she would become a lawyer?
Why?
What he thought that she would become a lawyer?
Because she has arguments.
He said she loved to argue and to win, right? Let's go to the last one.
Conversation 4.
I remember that Romanian skier you were going to marry.
Oh, yes, Andrei. He was so cute.
Whatever happened?
When you get older, your tastes just change, I guess. That's why I married Jerome.
So she was going to?
Married.
Very good. Married, but she didn't because?
Because he changed his mind.
He changed his mind. Let's take a look at the transcript.
Jessica?
I always thought you would become a lawyer.
What do you mean?
Well, you love to argue, and you love
too. But I couldn't pass the entrance and winning.
So can you see the transcript? Karen? Can you see the transcripts? Of
Yes.
number 4? Okay.
Conversation 4.
I remember that Romanian skier you were going to marry.
Oh, yes, Andrei. He was so cute.
Whatever happened?
When you get older, your tastes just change, I guess. That's why I married Jerome.
Right. So who changed his mind, or who changed his or her the taste? So he, Andrei, or she?
She.
But she changed his mind, or you can
Mhm.
also use this any of these phrases. But
But my taste changed.
her taste changed.
Her taste changed.
Very good. So now you have a writing exercise, right? I will send you this. So you have to write some intentions or plans you had in the past, but change your mind about, and you have to write the reasons, right? You can use the vocabulary, or you can use any other reasons. So let me send you this. So you can start writing now. We still have some minutes. So you keep on writing until we finish the class, and then you send this to me today so we can check tomorrow. Let me send it to you. Oh, wait. And it could be about your family plans, studies, other plans. Right? So you have there the reasons, and right, and try to use the phrases. Let me also take a look at the different phrases we have, so you can use them as well. Wait, oh my god, I closed the Top Notch 3. Life plans. So here you have. These are the examples from the book. So let me